Hello and welcome. This morning I navigated over to Best Buy as an order was ready for pickup. Coffee in hand, of course, as for today we're going to need that caffeine. Arriving before Best Buy opened, they ran my order out to me early, which is always appreciated. Thank you if you're watching. I picked up my new Pixel 6 bundle, which includes these free Pixel Buds, the Series A version. I had the OG buds from Google, the first gens, but excited to see how these sound paired with the Pixel 6. I opted for the clearly white version for these buds, removing the plastic and diving right into the box. Google's managed to pack quite a bit in here aside from the buds. Providing additional tips, there's also a USB-A to USB-C cable provided in the box as well. I have to note here that I absolutely love this case that it comes with. It's so minimal and sleek and just very clean and easy to toss in pockets, a backpack or a purse, etc. The buds themselves look very nice tucked away in their charging case. I'm looking forward to hearing how these sound. But for now, let's jump right into the Pixel 6 we've all been waiting for. For the Pixel 6, I went with the Seafoam Green model, which green in almost any form is my favorite color, so naturally I gravitated towards this one. Opening the thin box due to lacking a charging brick, there's not much to this unboxing. As we tear away the sealed strips and lift the lid, we're greeted with the Pixel 6 in all its seafoam glory. Already loving this design, but let's set the phone aside to check out what actually comes in the box. Looks pretty standard. We have our documentation guide, which also houses the SIM ejector tool behind the guide. However, not sure if I need any more SIM eject tools. I guess I'll add it to the collection here on the keyring. We also have the charging cable and the data transfer dongle. This Pixel 6 looks just so good in different lighting and angles out of the box. Removing the last bit of plastic, we see the display for the first time, which looks pretty solid as well, even with that hole punch camera there at the top, and pretty minimal bezels honestly on the front. Admiring this build a bit more, it truly stands out as many have noted. You certainly can tell that this is a Pixel device just by first glance. The Pixel 6 is well polished, feels very refined over the Pixel devices throughout the years. Buttons are also very clicky, probably the best buttons on any device right now. We'll breeze through the setup, but a few things I wanted to note following the setup. There was an update to this Pixel, so this will have the latest software throughout the rest of this video. As a heads up, all initial impressions are based on the latest software Google has released on day one for this Pixel. I'm going to restore from my Pixel 5a 5G that I recently had, so that way I can quickly restore all of my applications and complete this setup as quickly as possible. I also have Google One, so I'm going to ensure that I back up with Google One going forward, and then I'm going to set up my security pin. Setting up the in-display fingerprint scanner is pretty intuitive. I set up a few different fingerprints. I want to note you have to press a little bit longer on the display than most other in-display fingerprint scanners, but it does work. Reminds me a bit of the original in-screen fingerprint scanner from OnePlus, a bit slow at times, but we'll get the job done. Kinda wish Google added face unlock or maybe kept the reader on the back since that was better for overall ergonomics, but this is what we have to work. Skipping through the rest of this setup, ensuring Google Assistant is set up, etc., I cannot wait to dive into this device and test it out. A quick camera test is coming up, so stay tuned here shortly for that. Hit that like button as well while you're waiting. And with that, the Pixel 6 has been successfully set up. The fingerprint scanner, as I mentioned, works, but it is a little bit inconsistent. Again, you have to press very specifically to activate it, which can be frustrating already on day one, but hopefully software can improve this and it's not due to limited hardware. I'll keep you posted throughout my usage and let you know in the full review how it does. Hopefully, again, it gets better over time. Looking over this build again, I really like the build of this. I like the colorway. I also like the camera design. I actually don't think that camera bump is too terrible. The Pixel 6 display is not only fast with its 90 Hz, but it's really bright. Brighter than the Pixels before it, but I have to say not as bright as I'd like. Nonetheless, it looks good when watching content. The speakers sound incredibly detailed and get pretty loud. The bezels are actually quite minimal and out of mind when watching content, delivering a pretty immersive experience here on the Pixel 6. Regardless of orientation, the quality of the video, etc. looks really good, and I'm pretty impressed as far as what the display has to offer. While recording this unboxing and initial impressions video, a package arrived in perfect timing. From Verizon, not my carrier, I ordered 2 Pixel cases, one for the 6 and one for the 6 Pro. Since Verizon had a promo and I was able to get both of these at a really solid price. Both cases made from over 30% of recycled plastic should pair well with my Pixels. I ordered a Pixel 6 Pro, which is coming later due to delays in shipping, but subscribe and stay tuned for Pixel 6 Pro content coming in a few days. Setting that case aside here, we have the Pixel 6 case, which pairs perfectly with the Seafoam Green Pixel 6. The case is hard plastic but flexible TPU feeling overall, which should offer ideal protection to the Pixel 6, ensuring its safety if it were accidentally dropped. Putting it on the Pixel 6, it looks really nice again paired with that Seafoam Green. The buttons, the camera array, etc. all well covered, and Actually, it kind of makes that camera bump a little bit nicer, so definitely recommend adding a case there. Speaking of the camera bump, let's go test out these rear cameras as well as the front-facing hole punch camera to see how these perform out of the box with some quick point-and-shoot photos. Let me know in the comments down below as far as how these photos turned out. Let me know your thoughts and let me know what type of photos you would like to see in my full review. Going through a few of these photos, they actually look really solid, especially considering this is in really poor lighting with just one window in my office/studio, and there's no other additional lighting in the scenario, so it did pretty well. Even with the front-facing selfie camera, it doesn't look too bad. Of course, once you move out of the poor lighting and you're in great lighting situations, like most cameras, it's going to perform much better. As you can see here, the photos are much more detailed, they're very bright, and overall, I have to say I'm pretty impressed with these quick point-and-shoot shots. In this photo in the bottom right hand corner, you can barely see it, but there's actually a deer there. Using the full zoom on the Pixel 6 camera, you can see the deer in full. The deer doesn't look all that great, which mimics the quality of this photo a bit. It's a bit grainy, color reproduction is a bit off, and it's not the best, but you at least still get enough detail where this photo isn't a complete loss overall. As we progress through these photos, though, I have to say, coming from all of the previous Pixels, I can definitely see where these cameras have improved, and I really look forward to my full review so that way over the next few weeks I can get more time spent with this device and see just how the camera performs as well as video. I'm very curious to see how video is going to perform on both the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro. Photos here of the dog look really good. I really like the detail, and to be honest, they're really bright and not oversaturated. It's pretty close to true to life. Out of the box, I'm impressed with the Pixel 6, especially since at retail price this is only $599. I'm curious how it compares to the Pixel 6 Pro though, and which one wins me overall in the end. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more Pixel content coming soon. Take care and stay safe.